Tuned and you'll have something to talk about over dinner tonight with Hawaii's Tomorrow Today. That's Hawaii's Tomorrow Today.
I feel just to keep playing the guitar and forget work. Oh my God, what am I doing? It's so much fun making music relative. Oh my gosh. Getting back into the saddle, guys. What's happening in the world? What's happening in Hawaii? Aloha. The Aloha State, in fact. Welcome back to Hawaii's Tomorrow. I am your ever lovely solar guy, the host of Hawaii's Tomorrow, Jeff Davis. And I hope that you had a great weekend and you were able to enjoy the beauty of our state and the beauty of our planet. It's a beautiful thing. Of course, last week we had some neat stuff in here. And just a thanks to my guests. Of course, I was on Kauai Monday and Tuesday, and the Monday show, of course, about the Kilauea cell phone tower, wanting to put cell phone towers in people's backyards, something that you're going to be seeing more and more often due to the proliferation of obviously coverage for cell phones in the different competing companies. So big pushback on that, and I like the idea of covering it since it's going to be basically something that's going to go on and on and on. And then, of course, I had Poka Lainui. Now, if you've ever listened to his show, he's on 1080 AM Saturdays and Sundays. So I think he goes 2 to 5 or on Saturday or 3 to 6. Anyway, the guy covers the news and he covers issues and a lot of Hawaiian stuff, among other things. But again, give us his perspective on, well, the reality of the fact that America is one of the biggest imperialist countries in the world. And yet, if you read the newspaper, it's always the bad guys, such as South Korea and Iraq, that have no legs to stand on. Very, very, thank you so much, Mr. Poka Lainui. Terry Lilly, live from Kauai on Tuesday. There's a voracious coral-eating disease out there in the North Shore of Kauai. Terry, the marine biologist, has followed it. We'll be doing a series on that. He'll be back this coming Friday, 5 days from today, 4 days from today. Thanks, Terry. Of course, I had the Cato Institute on. Cato Institute is a world-renowned think tank of right-wing, quote-unquote, persuasion. Randall O'Toole talking economics. And if you did happen to catch Project Visitation, Chiomi Chow, I had basically foster care issues in the state of Hawaii. We'll be following up on that as well. I want to thank all those folks for coming in. Today's Monday. Aloha Monday. Today, I'm going to talk about a few things. I'm going to have a call in coming from Mr. Paul Standford. Now, he is a fellow who's been involved in hemp, medical marijuana, but today I'm going to be focused on industrial hemp. Whatever happened to industrial hemp? You know, who killed the electric car? Who killed the industrial hemp? Can't get you high, but it's listed as a Schedule 1. That's amazing, right? When this guy, I talked to a fellow today, David West. He was a fellow who came out in 93 and did, what was it, 4-year study up in Wahiawa, here on Oahu, where they grew industrial hemp to see how it would work out for Hawaii, and it was quite a, a study. Well, because it was hemp, he had to put up fences, I think put up cameras, he had to lock up the seeds in a safe. All of this for a product that is as psychoactive as sweet potatoes. Yeah, we're going to be talking about that later in the show. Paul Stanford will be joining us. Before I go there, I wanted to bring you up to speed on something that I unfortunately rarely get to talk about enough, since instead of learning something about it every day, I can basically educate on it, and that's solar. And I'm your solar guy. So what just happened in the legislature, I don't know why. It hasn't even been in the newspaper today, Monday. It was not in the paper Sunday. Was not in the paper Saturday. For some reason, it's not even making the news. But our solar state tax credits have been left where they've been placed by the directive order from the governor's office. We were looking, and we had heard all along and felt very positive we were going to go to a 30% state credit. Not to be. It went in the garbage can. Very interesting. We do not know why it happened. You know, solar responsible for 26% of last year's construction industry, getting Hawaii off of oil. Apparently, somebody thought we did our job too well. Otherwise, it may have been those people out there, every one of you guys who put all those inverters, essential inverters on the side of people's homes in order to game the system are responsible. I saw a job by Revolution the other day, had 10 central inverters on the side of a wall. 10 times 5,000, that's $50,000 for a residential tax credit. No wonder they took our tax credit partly away. Yeah, because you guys went out and abused it. As far as I'm concerned, as far as the law is concerned, you broke the law. Let me please ask the tax office to do what you claimed you were going to do once on this show and go audit these people. And go back and get our multi-millions of dollars back from these homeowners that shouldn't have taken the advice of these, as far as I'm concerned, crooked solar dealerships and put all these inverters. And what am I talking about, gang? Last year and the year before and the year before, the credit was wrapped around the breaker. Every breaker constituted a standalone system. You had a 35% credit up to $5,000 per breaker. So what did these goofballs do? In fact, Mark Duda, Revolution, was the president of our solar association when he did this, and all the rest of them followed suit. And what they did was, instead of put one inverter to match however many panels was on the roof, maybe two for fun, not because anywhere else in the world they put one. The makers of those inverters, SMA out of Germany, came on my show no less than 3 times to tell us we're the only place on the planet Earth where they don't just use one. You could liken this to a fellow with a size 7 shoe who basically buys 7 pairs of size 1 shoes for a size 7 foot. Okay, there's a shoe that fits the size 7, but this guy wants to cheat the tax system, so he buys 7 size pair 1 size shoes. Do you believe what you people have done to our industry and to our state? Because what did it result in? What you wanted, you put all the money in your pockets. That's what you cared about. Now who has suffered for that? All the rest of us. Everybody in Hawaii who wants to get a solar system and get off fossil fuels and have no electric bill and be green and a great monetary investment can still do so, but not as easily or efficiently. Because guys like you guys, we went out there and threw wall after wall after wall of central inverter in order to cheat the system. And the state turned around and said, you know what, we're not even going to wait for the legislature. Boom, you guys have a new credit. We're going to tell you what it is because you abused it. I am asking you guys in the government and in the tax office to now go audit these guys and get our money back. You let them rob the bank, and then you put a lock on the door after they ran out. I'm a solar guy. The companies that did this deserve to be prosecuted. All right, let's move forward to what the tax credit is right now. And again, I'm much further looking to interviewing Mr. Paul Standford about hemp, why it became what happened to hemp, as in who killed the electric vehicle, and how it's going to come back and what it's going to do for America / the world. I'm much interested in more talking about this because, again, in fact, I'd rather just pick up my guitar and play and just drop it all. But, of course, Hawaii's tomorrow depends on an education. So what is the tax credit today? The tax credit today is good. That's the message. First of all, solar water heating comes before photovoltaic. Of course, don't ask those same photovoltaic companies who put all those inverters on the side of the wall to make money, because they'll tell you, you don't need that. Give us 3 times as much money for the same. We want your money. We don't want to do our job. We want your money. And DBED, Hawaii Energy, anybody who's very upset with these companies for lying to people about that. If you got a family of 2 or 3 or 4 and up, and you're going to get your electric bill taken care of, the first thing you do is put a solar water heater. We have more credits and rebates for that than we have for photovoltaic. All the credits and rebates are in full swing for hot water solar. In fact, the Hawaii Energy rebate at this time is up to $1,000. So we got $1,000 off the top. That goes to the contractor. Who installs it? We've got 2,250 from the state. Another unlimited 30%. Call it 2,200 fed. We got $5,000, $6,000. You guys get a solar water heater now. Solar attic fans, same. Full 65% credit, 30 fed, 35 state. Here's where it gets ugly. The photovoltaics. Oh, since the beginning of the year, here I am in February, March. Let's see. I'm almost into May. And what I've been doing is basically selling smaller systems so that we could leverage the tax credits. Because if you get over $14,500, you just lost your 35% tax credit for another $5,000. Now let's see if you can understand this homogeneous government fixed job. You get 35% up to 5,000 for the first 5 kilowatts, and then you get another 35% up to 5,000 for the second 5 kilowatts, up to 10. Got it? Great. That's it. Call me up when you need me. 554-7200. It's complicated. All right. But it's there. And basically speaking, a guy with a solar water heater, family of 4, he puts a solar water heater, he puts a PV system, he spends $22,000, he gets it all back except 7. He doesn't pay his taxes or he gets his taxes returned. So for $7,000, it's brought his bill down $250. That works. You need me, call me, 554-7200. So I tell you what I'm going to do. What else is going on out there? My show tomorrow, by the way, will be again from Kauai. I'm going to be doing cell phone tower. I'm going to be doing some GMO. Wednesday, I'm doing GMO from Kauai. I've got all kinds of stuff coming up here. You know, I am available, ladies and gentlemen, if you need me for your, I want to thank, of course, the foster care folks. And, of course, talk about curing autism. They had their money raiser last Saturday. I hope they did well with that at Waimea Plaza. When I come back, I'm going to talk about one of the greatest conspiracies ever pulled. I mean, true conspiracies, documented. There's lots of them out there. You go to Project, what the heck was it? A Mockingbird. You go to Project Mockingbird, do a Google search, and you'll find the released Freedom of Information papers right straight from the CIA about how they infiltrated America's journalism, fed them false information, and basically created a propaganda machine, and then were forced to release the papers later about their actual Big Brother type behavior. Operation Project Mockingbird. Very interesting. But what you don't know about as well is how industrial hemp, something the world still today thrives on, previously was making all our clothes. During World War II, they lifted the law to make clothes for a bloody war. All pun intended. Okay? And then right after the war, okay, well, we don't need that anymore. Let's put that away. It's too healthy and it competes with our fabric industries. Okay, so they took industrial hemp off the market back in the mid-30s, 1933, I think it was. We're going to find out about that from Paul Standford. He's been involved in hemp. He's the first person in America to import hemp products for, and I'm talking clothes and whatnot, for 50 years. You're going to find out why hemp was taken off the table. A true conspiracy by America's corporate empire / government. I'm going to go to traffic first so that when I do come back, Paul and I can go on for quite a while without an interruption. I'm your solar guy, Jeff Davis. Aloha, welcome back to the work week. And my show is brought to you by Edible Hawaiian Islands, Gloria Cohen. She does a magazine. It is awesome. It's a quarterly, buy local, eat local, grow local, basically. I want to thank Honolulu Natural Energy Laboratories. I beg your pardon, Natural Energy Laboratory Nelha. That's the state of Hawaii, out in Kona. I'd like to thank R&R Solar Supply. You guys are the bomb. The island's cutting-edge solar supplier. They've got a couple products that are also advertising here. One of them is a solar collector, a PV collector, the first AC or alternating current collector on the market, BenQ, and the Nexus microinverter out of the United Kingdom, much more powerful than the in-phase with Wi-Fi-like capabilities for monitoring. I made my life a lot easier. I'd like to thank Island Cooling. I saw him in the show. Just came out of a trade show this weekend. That's a whole house fan. You find them all on my website, including UH Federal Credit Union. It's the best green loan I know of for PV or electric vehicles. Find them at uhfcu.com. Find them all on my website, hawaiistomorrow.com. By the way, you find me on YouTube now. My wonderful, wonderful producer, Ms. Beck. She's now taping, filming, and posting all of our shows on YouTube. So you just YouTube Solar Guy Jeff Davis. Go to YouTube, Solar Guy Jeff Davis. I had someone call me today, Roger Christie's wife, said Solar Man. No, couldn't find it because they did it for Solar Man. I am the Solar Guy. Sure. So go to YouTube, of course, Facebook and Twitter at Your Solar Guy. See my Olelo shows. You can get them online if you don't live in Hawaii. Otherwise, here in Hawaii, Olelo. My current Olelo show running is Civil Right Violation of Roger Christie, and we'll be talking about him in the show because it has a lot to do with hemp as well. Oh, that was a long intro to our traffic update. I'm your Solar Guy, Jeff Davis. I'll be right back, and aloha.
760.